Hey guys, I know it's been a while. I'm gonna be real with you. 2020 has not been great for my mental health, and I'm sure that I'm not alone in that. And I'm sure a lot of you all are going through some really hard times. I can't imagine finishing senior year this way, like my entire year. I know I had 3 months of it, but a whole year of this in high school would have been terrible. But I did okay with my first semester of college. It definitely kicked me in the butt, and so I've just kind of been taking a little break to reflect on that and hang out with my family. And I thought that a good way for me to get back on here just a little while and to help you guys out would be to read some of my essays. I'll have some timestamps hopefully in the description if you just want to hear maybe some Yale essays or just my Common App essay and those kinds of things. But hopefully this is okay. I just want to use this space to remind you to take a break and not worry too hard about whatever applications you've already completed. I'm sure they're great, and I'm sure that you tried your best on those, and whatever happens at the end of those applications is not reflective of who you are at all. And just use this time to breathe and chill out with me and listen to some of my essays. So this is my Common App essay. It was the first one that I wrote, and I went through a lot of different drafts of it, but I always knew what I was going to write about. I am very proud of my Appalachian heritage, and growing up in West Virginia has always kind of been a big part of my influencers on what I wanted to do with my life, so I knew that I had to write about it, and that's how this essay was born. So none of my essays have titles, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. Alright. I am a hillbilly. There, I said it, the secret's out. Yes, I am from the boonies of West Virginia, and yes, I am a redneck, but it has not always been this way. When I was 13, I decided to attempt the world's smallest fight against air pollution. I didn't protest the nearby coal plant, bike to school, or use less electricity. I tried to erase my hillbilly accent. Spoiler alert, I failed. Due to the societal pressures and stereotypes associated with my family's dialect beyond Appalachia, I believed success impossible with my accent. So, in retaliation, I eliminated my face with hours of British millennial YouTube, admired and absorbed their chopped vowels, crisp tongues, and fresh words. I resented my family's use of ol over oil and lack over like. How dare they be content with this image of themselves? How do they escape with the eyes of the cities I yearn to escape to, watching every move of their mouths? I came to detest my town, state, and culture. In losing my accent, I turned my back to every aspect of Appalachian culture, and I was content with that. Yet my air stayed polluted. Then, in January 2019, I auditioned for a staged production of The Beverly Hillbillies with my community theater. I got Ellie Mae Clampett. Ellie shook my world. She was the epitome of everything I am not. More beautiful, more curvy, more confident. How was I to be my own opposite? The answer I had to be content with is that it is impossible to have nothing in common with someone. At our basis level, Ellie and I are both 17-year-old human women, and we liked animals. That is something, even though it's small. The first day of rehearsals, my accent came back as soon as I read through the script. It took me all 6 rehearsal weeks, and if I'm honest, I needed more to truly develop her character within me. I did not dare to run lines in public, and I could hardly bear to lend the script to a friend to help me memorize. I tried to leave it to Ellie to draw out her words and round out her vowels, but soon I heard it permeate into my everyday vernacular once again. Ellie was fusing into me, one howdy at a time. But I found I wasn't upset about it. Her confidence had bled into me as well. I still didn't have her notorious body type, but I found that I liked mine better. I still didn't have her tomboyish nature, but I found that I shouldn't hide myself from anyone. I was still not a boy magnet, but I found that the secret was entirely in one's air and confidence, in the air web of words we spin every day. On closing night of the Beverly Hillbillies, I gently packed Ellie away with all my other previous characters, Alice, Tabacoy, Zelma Thénardier, but Ellie stuck with me more than any other. I found my world's smallest air cleanup was unnecessary. Negativity I targeted at my culture and dialect had polluted my air all along. By staying positive despite my circumstances and speaking life, I could control and minimize air pollution on my relatively tiny scale. The Appalachian heritage had never been a polluter, something dirty, something to be ashamed of. Though I still do not consider myself a great contributor to Appalachian society, I found ways to appreciate it. Appalachian folk are hardworking to a fault, resilient despite hardship, and especially protective of their loved ones. Every elongated vowel represents where I came from, a hardworking and dedicated family and community that I was proud to represent. Common media and society may believe that we must silence our Appalachian voices, but I want to change this false idea, this negative stereotype, one lack at a time. I love that essay. Now, if you want to hear my favorite essay, this is the one that I wrote for UVA. It was the last essay I wrote before I submitted all my applications to college, and I was running on empty. No good ideas left, and the prompt was something to the effect of name a piece of like art, science, something like that that has challenged you in some way. It's not that nothing had ever challenged me anymore, it's just that I really didn't know what was worth writing about. I didn't think any part of that area of my life was worth writing about. And I was sitting there at 12:30 in the morning and decided to write about time. Time. 12:15 a.m. Why does time exist? Who invented the year? God? Julius Caesar? My mortal enemy? Time is, as the cliche says, a construct, a mathematical construct, humankind's feeble attempt at controlling time by quantifying it, speaking volumes of the narcissism of the human race. Frankly, I am disgusted by time. Its pace drags its feet through the earth between the exam room, but races past in the sky during life's most treasured moments, and it slips through our fingers like sand when we need it most. For instance, I wish I had more time to write this essay, but alas, I cannot grow some time like an extra starfish limb. I'm not Hermione, I do not have a time turner. It would make life easier, especially if it means an extra hour of sleep. Einstein too was fascinated by time. His theory that matter bends the fabric of time, the theory of relativity, makes me wish I weighed more, mattered more, so I could bend time too. The Minkowski space of space-time continuum in its all four-dimensional glory does not explain why time flies when you're having fun. Our concept of time has been widely researched and theorized about, yet time remains elusive, slipping right past us when we least expect it. Mothers seem repeat offenders in losing time, looking upon their babies' faces and seeing that they're 10, 20, 30 before their eyes. Time matures, time conquers, time endures. Time, 12:40 a.m. Where does time go once it passes the unsuspecting humans by? Is it the wind that it sweeps us into our futures, our lives, and ultimately our graves? Humans of time have an interesting relationship, and one does not seem to be helping the other. I want to master it. Oh my goodness, such a good essay, especially for someone that has no time management skills. But that's fine. So if you've seen the video where I announced what college I was going to, you know that I was really stuck between Penn and Yale. So this was the one that I wrote for Yale. I don't remember what the prompt was, I'm sorry, but it may have had something to do with the quote, I don't remember. Here we go. I started out with a quote from Albert Einstein. Pure mathematics is, in its way, poetry of logical ideas. When I explain my two favorite yet paradoxical hobbies as theater and mathematics, the quizzical looks given in reply continue to astound me. But others say theater is artsy and math is so logical. Yes, I reply, and? Not everyone can think both logically and rhetorically to balance STEM and the arts, but I have pushed myself to be the best I can in both worlds, in true Hannah Montana style. The greatest part about being a mathematical Hannah Montana is that math cannot always flourish in linear thought, especially in upper-level math. Creative thought easily grasps theoretical ideas. An abstract understanding of the why behind formulas enables people like me to better understand and apply them. The flow of numbers and the beautiful perfection of equations like Pascal's triangle and Sierpinski's fractal triangle, did you know you can derive Sierpinski's from Pascal's? Are akin to poetry of the most universal kind. Though some meaning may be lost in linguistic translation, math transcends all language. Math is everywhere, even theater. Directors use shapes and the golden ratio to help place or block actors relative to each other in the specially designed set pieces. I personally adore that math is always evolving, and math's necessity as the building blocks of our material and philosophical worlds means every small shift in its foundation ripples like an earthquake into all aspects of daily life, whether we feel it or not. Alright, I'm gonna read one more. This is the one that I wrote for Penn. I think it was something to the effect of why are you choosing to study what you're choosing to study. And I still haven't quite settled on marketing, even though that's what I'm studying. I've considered getting an extra degree in theater, a lot of other things that could go into that a whole different day. But this is about my journey, I guess, to wanting to study marketing. It isn't like, you know, anything as crazy as the time essay, but I mean, it got me into Penn, and here I am. So I think this is the one that you could probably take most literally, and if you need to apply rhetorical strategies, it's probably the one that you would want to take it from the most if you're still working on your essays. It's 1999. New York Times journalist Penelope Green follows Palco Underhill, a retail anthropologist, as he traverses the mighty mall of Paramus, New Jersey. I hope I'm saying that right. The anthropologist of dressing rooms grimaces at lengthy french fries and crawls on hands and knees through the dusty mall linoleum to prove a point. Consumer behavior is essential, and neither store clerks nor managers nor consumers understand it. I found this article 4 years ago when researching my major of choice at the time, anthropology. But the idea of understanding and, in a way, exploiting consumer behavior is far more interesting to me than the development of pre-human bone structure. Marketing, communication, and consumer behavior all require an intricate balance of statistical analysis, anthropological thinking, and psychological ideas, all three of which happen to be my favorite, yet disparate subjects. As a self-described all-around student, I take great pride in my major and decisiveness. I love math so much that I persuaded my math teacher to get his AP Calculus certification to teach us further. But I also enjoy my English, history, business, and arts classes. Marketing combines these subjects in a way that is highly favorable to companies, and every day presents new, fresh work. There's rarely a dull day in this field, and as someone who loves to be kept on her toes, a stimulating school and work environment is essential. The career also directly facilitates dialogue between producer and consumer, as well as marketer to marketer. Important decisions regarding a product, a line, or any post online are a result of multiple visions cooperating on the same idea. The University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School combines a business and liberal arts education to maximize access to other fields, professors, students, and perspectives. I would love to sit in Dr. Berger's class about the influences of language. Marketing is, as its core, a commentary on perspective, which makes Wharton an amicable friend of marketing majors and indecisive people alike. The flexibility of interdisciplinary study allows me to explore my options and not sacrifice my love for theater. UPenn's extensive research programs allow deeper career exploration that stands out on future job applications. The school's placement in the city also allows for reach in businesses large and small, and it gives students life experience necessary for life after graduation. Marketing at the University of Pennsylvania allows me to maximize my resources for my undergraduate career and beyond. Whether I pursue marketing or my plans change, UPenn's research opportunities, distinguished faculty, and spirited students provide an unmatched setting to this new chapter in my life. Maybe one day, I'll be the next Palco Underhill, trailblazing my career field one lengthy French fry at a time. Maybe that was my UPenn essay. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of both. I hope you liked that. I don't know how many of those I'm putting in that. We'll see how much I hate the footage. I hope you all have a great day, and I hope this gave you a little bit of a time to sit and relax and not feel any of the pressure that you've been feeling for the last little bit of 2020, or most of 2020. I don't know if I'm gonna make another video. I don't know what you want to see from me besides these essays. So do tell me if you want to see something else. Maybe when I move to Penn, my dorm setup or something. I don't know. And I have a ring light now, in case you didn't notice, which is really cool. I did not buy it for videos. I bought it for theater, but you know, it's still cool to have. Thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you all soon. Also, I have 200 subscribers now. Awesome. Hello. Okay, bye-bye.